Okay, so in these lessons I'm going to go through adding programming to your characters so they can react to things and move, and you can move them around, they can shoot things, that sort of stuff. Got 15 minutes here, so I'll try and get through as many as possible. The best place to start, if we go to load world, you have all these presets in here covering all sorts of games. First one though, let's get him this Kodu character to move. That's the first tutorial. So we'll go in there. These are very good. They give you tips on how to do it. Okay. So add a Kodu, that's that little robot character, and make him respond to user controls. Continue. Okay. So you see at the top there, it's going to tell me what to do. Press escape to edit. It says at the bottom as well, it's a blank world we've got here. Press escape. Click on the object tool, which is the little character here. Click on that. Left click anywhere on the ground to add a new object. Once you're in this mode, wherever you click is where the object's going to appear. So I'll put him there. And again, we have this radial menu that we just looked at in the last tutorial. And I want to put a Kodu. So I'll click that. There he is. Okay. Click play to run your game. Whenever you put any programming or anything, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work until you press play to play the game. Play is this green arrow here. So I'll click play, and nothing happens because we haven't put any programming on it. Okay, let's put some programming on it. Programs for the Kodu Game Lab characters are created as a sequence of numbered rows. Each has a when part and a do. The when side is true, then the action on the other side is done. When something happens, do this. When, for the instance there, when a character sees an apple, move towards the apple. So when this happens, do this. That's how programming is handled in the Kodu game engine. Okay, escape to go to menu. Click on the object. So once we're in this mode again, we can put another object, or if we right click over the character, you see our highlight over him. I can use the arrow keys then if I want to change his color as well. I'll have a blue one. So if I right click the mouse, come up with this menu. We looked at the change size one there. So the top one there is program. So I'm going to click that. On the first row, click on the plus sign next to when. So you see the default programming that comes up is when, do. When something happens, do something. So I'm going to expand this, and here's a list of everything that it can look out for. When it sees something, when it hears something, when it bumps into something. So the ones I'm going to do here is I'm going to make it move when I use the controls. So I select, if you got a gamepad, you select gamepad, I'm going to select keypad, keyboard. When the keyboard, okay, when the keyboard does what though? At the moment it's just when the keyboard. So I'm going to click again, and a different menu will come up. After you selected keyboard, it will then give you a context sensitive menu based on the keyboard. So I'm going to use the arrow keys. So when I press the arrow keys, okay, what do I want to happen when I press the arrow keys? I want Kodu to move. So I just click that and continue. Okay. Now if I press play now, I might just move him closer to him here by clicking on this and have a look at him. Okay, when I click play now, still nothing happens, but when I press the arrow keys, there you go. So when I press the arrow keys, move that character. So that's the first tutorial. Okay, so the next one, we're going to program Kodu to find some apples. So I'm going to load a world, programming Kodu, load that one, add apples, and the Kodu to your world, programming to find and eat the apples. Okay. So I'll press escape to go into edit mode. We need to add objects, left click, anywhere you want, there we go. So we want to add an apple, so there's the apple. There it is. So another one. And a third one. Okay, now we just add the Kodu, as we did before. Click on the ground anywhere. And just put Kodu in. So now we have to program him. Okay, so hover over him, right click, program. When he sees an object, an apple, when he sees an apple, what do I want him to do? Move. You can move away, you can avoid it, you can move forward. We want to move towards the apple. Okay. And then I want to put in another line of code as well, that when he hits the apple, I want him to eat it. So when, click on the when, he bumps into the apple, tell it it's an apple again. The computers aren't very intelligent. When he bumps into the apple, eat it. Okay. So I press escape here, and then to see this run, you always have to press the play. I'm not going to control him now, he's going to be automatically controlled. He's just going to look around for apples. When he sees one, he's going to move towards it. When he gets within range of it, he's going to eat it. Hopefully. There he goes, moving towards the first one. And he's eating it. And there you go. So at this point you can start playing around with that. You have this little bit of code now that when you move towards an object, it's going to eat it. So if you press escape, escape will reset the level to before we played it. So I'm going to click on the programming again. And I'm going to change it. I'll add some objects first. I'll add some other ones. Put one there. I'll add maybe an octopus there, and another octopus maybe there, and another octopus there. So now I want him to, instead of eating the apples, I want him to eat those octopuses. So hover over him. You can program anything here. You just hover over it, right click, and you can put program. I could put program on the octopus if I wanted. I just want to put it on the Kodu program. So it's going to come up with what I've already got in here. So how about when he sees, I'm going to delete that, delete that, delete the apple. When he sees, let's have a look. No, it's not in there. When he sees, okay, go into objects. When he sees an octopus, there it is. Move towards it. When he bumps into, change that as well. So we click on that, then I hit delete twice. It's going to delete that, and then I'm going to put in object. When he sees the octopus, eat the octopus. So now he should avoid the apples and just go to the octopuses and eat them. Okay, so we press escape and press play. Let's see what happens. Heads off to the octopus, and he's eating the octopuses. So you can just play around with the code and get creative, even at this stage where you've only got a little bit of code that you can use. Okay, the final one I'm going to do here is a bit more advanced, but it really shows what you can do with a bit of creativity in Kodu. So we're going to Maze Tutorial 1. Brodo is lost in the maze. Kodu has to rescue him. So we have to find this other robot and take him to his house. Okay, So this is the game playing. Yeah, you can put speech in, you can make the characters say stuff. At the moment nothing happens, it just starts there. So I'm going to press escape to get to edit mode. If you have a look around here, they've created this maze, so you go in here, you go around, you're looking for this character here, which is the blue Kodu, and once you find him, you've got to make him follow you when he sees you, and you've got to take him up here. There's his house. This is a path, so as soon as he gets to this point, he'll automatically go. So we've got to find him, and he'll follow us, and we've got to go up there with him. Okay, so first of all, we have to program. At the moment, Kodu's not moving, so again, we have to program him to move on the keys. So I'm going to go to that. I'm going to click program. So this is a program that's already on him. It's for gamepads. The gamepad will make him move. A touchscreen, you can place on a touchscreen. So we have to add another one. What happens if keys are pressed? So we'll do it the same way we did it before. Keyboard, arrows, and I'm going to move it. Okay, so let's just play that, see what happens. Off he goes into this maze, and there we go. So he's off going around the maze. So the next thing is that when he finds this other character, we have to program the character to see him and then follow him. Okay, so let's find that other character. He's over here. So we go to that program, we click on him, right click, program. This is the program that's already on him. This is where you can say stuff. You can tell him what to say, he's going to say it once. These hearts are coming off him. When he sees rocks, that's nothing to do with those, and he's going to say something else here. So we have to program it that when he sees us to follow us. So when he sees, he's already in there. So we're going to program it to Kodu. Now let's make it a bit more specific here. You can add colours. So you can filter by colours. It's only when he sees a certain colour. So we are the white Kodu, that's what you can control. So when he sees him, we're going to add another bit here, options, this loss, if I hover over it, it'll give me some information there. Terrains and walls block center, so he won't be able to see us around walls. It's only when we get in his line of sight that he's going to see us. So what do we want him to do? We want him to move towards us. And so long as he can see us, he will continuously move towards us. That program will continuously run over and over and over again. So every time he sees us, he'll move towards us. And we're going to make him move towards us fast so he doesn't get left behind. So quickly. Okay. So let's play it. There we go. Okay, so off we go into the maze here. We've programmed him so we can control him. He's up here. Yeah, and all this was created, all the maze was created using those tools that we went through in the first lecture there. Use the terrain tool as well. So here he is down here. He's already seen us. Now he can't see us because that wall's in the way. You see those hearts that are coming off him? That was programmed there. So as soon as we come up here, he'll start following us. And he's programmed that as soon as he sees us, he's going to say that as well. And he's actually following us faster than we're moving. So now we've just got to take him up to his house, which is up here. And once he gets to that path, off he'll go on his own. There he goes. And that's it. Well done. Game over. So you can see there, a bit of programming and a lot of creativity. You can create, viable games there. So that's Kodu Game Lab.